Nothing epitomizes summer like baseball, America's beloved pastime. The enduring place of baseball in the American psyche can be attributed, at least in part, to its rich history and the consistent nature of the game over the decades. In this video, we'll discuss 10 best baseball players of all time. So, let's dive into it. Number 10, Roger Clemens. Over his illustrious 24-year career, Roger Clemens collected an impressive 7 Cy Young Awards as the best pitcher in either the American or National League. He also recorded 4,672 strikeouts, ranking 3rd on the all-time list. In 1986, he achieved a rare feat for a starting pitcher by winning a league MVP award, boasting a remarkable 24-4 record with a 2.48 earned run average and 238 strikeouts for the Boston Red Sox. Notably, he accomplished all of this during an era when many opposing batters were using steroids, resulting in inflated offensive statistics. However, it's worth mentioning that there's strong speculation that Clemens himself may have used steroids, which somewhat diminishes the magnitude of his achievements for his time. Additionally, personal bias plays a role, as he happens to be the player I've disliked the most during my baseball fandom. Number 9, Honus Wagner. For many contemporary fans, Honus Wagner may be most familiar as the player featured on the most valuable baseball card in history, the rare 1909 to 1911 T206 Wagner card produced by the American Tobacco Company. The card's scarcity is a significant reason it can command prices exceeding $2 million at auction. However, it wouldn't hold such value if Wagner were just an ordinary player and not one of the absolute best to ever grace the diamond. Known as the Flying Dutchman, Wagner led the National League in batting average 8 times during his career. When he retired in 1917, he ranked 2nd in Major League history for hits, 3,420, doubles, 643, triples, 252, and runs batted in, 11732, and these records still place him among the top 25 of all time. Wagner's greatness is further underscored by his selection to the inaugural class of the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1936, a testament to his exceptional skills among the thousands who had played the game up to that point. Number 8, Stan Musial. Arguably the most exceptional human being on this list, Stan the Man was not only an extraordinarily talented player, but also a model citizen. This beloved icon of St. Louis spent his entire 22-season career with the Cardinals franchise and is synonymous with the city in a way that few athletes are with their towns. His remarkable ability to make contact with the ball is evident in his highest single-season strikeout total, a mere 46 in 505 plate appearances, achieved when he was a 41-year-old starting outfielder. Musial's consistent hitting prowess often left opponents feeling defeated. As pitcher Carl Erskine once noted, "I've had pretty good success with Stan by throwing him my best pitch and backing up third." Number 7, Ty Cobb. Now we take a sharp turn in the spectrum of humanity. If Musial represented a fairy tale prince in terms of behavior, Ty Cobb was the malevolent troll lurking beneath the bridge, hurling boulders at innocent passersby. An unabashed racist who routinely sharpened his spikes to maximize injury potential during hard slides and even engaged in physical altercations with fans in the stands, Cobb was nevertheless an exceptionally gifted player. He holds the highest lifetime batting average in Major League history and led the American League in batting average an astounding 12 times during his 24-year career. However, he was far from a mere singles hitter, also topping the AL in slugging percentage on 8 occasions. In addition to his batting records, he retired in 1928 as the all-time leader in hits, runs scored, and stolen bases, records that stood until the late 20th or early 21st century. Number 6, Walter Johnson. The blazing fastball of Walter Johnson made him a once-in-a-generation talent who defined dominant pitching for decades. He led the American League in strikeouts, an impressive 12 times throughout his 21-year career. Spending his entire professional life with the Washington Senators, Big Train recorded a staggering 110 complete game shutouts, a record that remains unchallenged in Major League history and is likely never to be surpassed. As of my knowledge cutoff date in 2021, the current active leader, Clayton Kershaw, has 15 complete game shutouts over 8.5 seasons. Johnson secured a second MVP in 1924, guiding the Senators to their first World Series championship. His career total of 3,509 strikeouts set a record that endured for 56 years, and his .417 wins rank second, only to Cy Young's 511. Number 5. Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron, known as the home run king for a generation, is often regarded primarily as an outstanding power hitter, possibly one of the best in history. However, his career total of 755 home runs, which remained a record for 33 years, represents just a fraction of Hank's achievements. His all-time best, 2,297 runs, batted in, and 6,856 total bases are clear indicators of his legendary power. But Hank Aaron wasn't just about power. He earned 3 Gold Gloves for his outfield play. His consistency shone through as he was selected to the All-Star game for an incredible 21 consecutive years and smashed at least 30 home runs in 15 seasons. Number 4, Ted Williams. Ted Williams has long been celebrated as the greatest pure hitter who ever lived. His lifetime on-base percentage of .482 remains the highest in baseball history. And despite missing almost 5 full seasons of his prime due to military service, he ranks in the top 20 in total runs scored, home runs, runs batted in, and walks. Nicknamed the Splendid Splinter. Over his 19-year career with the Boston Red Sox, he led the American League in batting average 6 times, slugging percentage 9 times, and on-base percentage 12 times. However, Williams' complex personality led to a challenging relationship with the public. Famed author John Updike captured it best when Williams refused to acknowledge the crowd after hitting a home run in his final career at bat. Number 3, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds may be a controversial figure, known for his contentious demeanor, self-assuredness, and allegations of steroid use, which make him an unlikely candidate for the 3rd spot on this list. Bonds is often considered the face of the steroid era and its perceived taint. However, it's important to note that Bonds was already a surefire Hall of Famer before the alleged steroid use began. And steroids couldn't diminish his unparalleled eye-hand coordination, which led to a career total of 2,558. The impact of steroids on a baseball player's performance remains a subject of debate, making it challenging to definitively assess their effect. Let's appreciate the astounding statistics Bonds amassed. An unrivaled 762 home runs, including a single-season record of 73 in 2001, an unprecedented 7 career MVP awards, and an astonishing 688 intentional walks, more than double the number given to the player with the 2nd most in history. This speaks to the immense fear Bonds instilled in opposing pitchers. Number 2, Willie Mays. Unlike his godson, Barry Bonds, whose place on this list might require some mental gymnastics, Willie Mays needs no such justification. Mays not only compiled astonishing offensive statistics, including 3,283 hits, 660 home runs, and 1,903 runs batted in, but he also displayed exceptional prowess in the outfield, earning 12 consecutive Gold Glove awards from 1957 to 1968. Many observers consider him the greatest all-around player the game has ever witnessed. One of the most iconic moments in baseball history occurred on the defensive side of the game when Mays made his over-the-shoulder catch at the warning track during the 8th inning of a tied 1954 World Series game. This spectacular catch helped the New York Giants secure victory in that game and ultimately win the championship. Although this was Mays' only World Series title, it does nothing to diminish the reputation of the 20-time All-Star and 2-time MVP in 1954 and 1965. Number 1, Babe Ruth. Undoubtedly, this is a no-brainer. Babe Ruth played in an era with a limited talent pool and before advanced training regimens produced athletes with modern physiques. Nevertheless, Ruth's transcendent talent goes beyond these qualifiers. His entry into the major leagues marked the end of the dead ball era. When he debuted in 1914, the all-time record for home runs in a season was 27. Within 7 years, Ruth more than doubled that record with 59 homers and eventually hit a personal high of 60 in 1927. In total, he led the American League in home runs 12 times. Ruth's prodigious power is evident in his remarkable career, with records that remains unmatched, with a significant gap separating him from second place. Besides his hitting prowess, Ruth was a skilled pitcher in his early years, leading the AL with a 1.75 ERA in 1921 and pitching 29 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings across 2 World Series. That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more engaging content.